Hello everyone and welcome to my channel on another video about immigration. We continue to talk about immigrating to Canada, and today I want to show you something very important. If you're applying for immigration to Canada as a express entry, which is one of the methods we talked about before in previous videos, the most popular method to immigrate to Canada is the express entry method. So in order to qualify for the express entry method, you have to meet certain criteria. And the best way to know if you would qualify or not is by going through this little test here that would tell you at the end if you qualify to apply or not. And as a matter of fact, everyone applying for express entry should take this test to apply or before you apply, and that's because at the end of the test you're going to get a code that you will use to apply for the express entry only if you qualify and you meet all the criteria. So let's give it a try. In this video I'm gonna do it together with you and see if a random person would apply, and I have some information in front of me here from one of my followers on the channel who wanted to know if they would qualify or not. So the first question here: which province or territory do you plan to live in? If you don't know yet, choose the province or territory you are most interested in. So you need to know where you're going to go in Canada, right? You're not going to immigrate to Canada and just live anywhere. You need to have a specific place that you will live. So you might as well look at the map and see all the provinces and read about them, see what are the pros and cons of all these provinces, and or just watch my videos. I have a lot of videos about the different provinces before you apply or before you select a province to immigrate to. But you should have a destination. That's the point from this question. Now, let's say for the person who's applying here, he wants to live in Ontario. So scroll down to Ontario here. Ontario is one of the biggest provinces in Canada. Next. Canada's official languages are English and French. You need to submit language test results for all programs under express entry, even if English or French is your first language. Which language test did you take for your first official language? Now, this is one of the barriers for the express entries, which is the fact that you have to apply for an English language and you have to score really high on that test in order to get more points. So for the person applying with me here, he took the IELTS exam. So you're going to scroll down here. If you didn't take any exams, you'll click none, and I can assure you that your application will be rejected right away. So you have to take something. So my friend here took the IELTS exam, and I believe the next step, they're going to ask you how much did you score. Oh, first, what date did you take this test? Because those tests expire in 2 years. So if it's too old, if you took the test like 3 years ago, that would be an expired result. We don't want an expired result, right? They were not going to take it. So it has to be within 2 years of your application to Canada. And my friend here just took the test recently, so I'm going to say the date I have on the paper here. So January 6th, 2024, so it's brand new test. Now, as you can see, the next question is to enter the test score that you achieved for each module. Now, for those of you who don't know the IELTS exam or have never taken one before, there are 4 modules: speaking, listening, reading, and writing. And pretty much any other exam that you will take will have the same options as well. So you have to put the score that you achieved in each one of these modules. And I'm just copying what my friend here sent me. He's actually one of my followers on the channel. So he scored 7 in speaking, 7 in listening. He got 7.5 in reading. And for writing, he got also 7. Click next. Do you have other language results? Of course, if you have the French language test results as well, that will increase your score. But for my friend here, he does not. Or if you get the CELPIP test, French tests, or a Pearson test, any other test would help you improve your score as well, and of course improve your chances. The next question is, in the last 3 years, how many years of skilled work experience do you have in Canada? Now, that question is for people who have been working in Canada already. So maybe they were on a work permit or something, or a student and working at the same time. And it says here it must be a full-time job or an equal amount in part-time. So my friend here has never been to Canada, so I'm going to say none. And then if you do not have any Canadian work experience during this period, please choose none of the above. And here it asks which tier category were you working within, and I'm going to choose none of the above because the person applying have never been to Canada or worked in Canada before. Now, next, in the last 10 years, how many years of skilled work experience do you have in general? So in your home country, it must have been continuous, paid, full-time, or an equal amount in part-time, and in only one occupation. So let's say you are a pharmacist. You've been working for a year or two as a pharmacist in your country, and you've also worked as a let's say you own a business like a barber shop or something, and you also help in the barber shop a little bit. You know how to cut hair, and you also have a grocery that you do some overtime in. You're an accountant in a grocery, so you have 3 different jobs. You will choose one occupation only, the one you're planning to go and do in Canada. So in my case here, the person applying has had only one occupation. He's a pharmacist, and he's only worked all his life as a pharmacist. So he has 6 or more years of working as a pharmacist. In the last 5 years, do you have at least 2 years of experience in one of the following qualified trade occupations that include occupational code 62200 and occupational codes beginning with these codes and 6320. Now, this is for specific jobs. If you don't know what this means, you have to go to find your NOC, and let's do that right now. I'm gonna take you there and give you an example. So let's take this code as an example, 62200, and go here and look for that code on this page right here. I'm gonna paste it. And now this is the code for chefs. So it's another word to say if you're a chef or you have experience as a chef, you need to declare that over here. And then if you check the codes starting with 7273, let's check them out. 72. Contractor, supervisor, machining, metal forming, shaping, and erecting trades and related occupation, and so on. These are all contractors and supervisor jobs, starting with 7.2 and also probably 7.3. Let's take a look at 7.3. Concrete finishers, tile setters, plasterers, and so on. So if you have experience in any of these jobs, you just have to say yes, you do. It will add up some more points for you. But it's not the case here for my friend, so we're going to say none. How much money in Canadian dollars will you bring to Canada? Now remember that we're going to talk about that in other videos too. If you're coming to Canada alone, you have to have a minimum amount of money to bring with you on the day you land in Canada, and you have to put that money in a Canadian bank. That's the way they know that you will be able to afford living in Canada until you find a job. If you're coming with a family, if you're coming with another person or your wife and kids, and the number that you have to bring with you is different. It increases depending on how many people are immigrating with you, and so on. So here it says if you have less than 13,757 Canadian dollars, this is not an enough settlement fund for you. You have to have more than that, at least 13,757 or more. Now check my other videos to know how much you need for if you're bringing your wife or bringing a wife and kid or two kids and so on. There's another video on my channel about that. I'm gonna choose this. He's immigrating on his own. How many family members do you have? It's only one, including himself, so only one. And then, do you have a valid job offer in Canada? This helps you also gain some points, but not in my case, so no is the answer here. But if you know someone in Canada and they're willing to give you a job offer, that would be great. What is your date of birth? He was born 1980. Let's scroll down. Where's 1980? 1980 here. 1980. January 1st. That's a very unique birth date. If you did not earn a Canadian degree, sorry, it says down here, what is the highest level of education for which you have earned a Canadian degree, diploma, or certificate, or have had an educational credential assessment? So, if you and lots of you have had their education in other countries, so in order to apply for immigration, you have to apply for something called educational credential assessment, and they basically take your certificate from your graduation certificate from your university, and they assess it and tell you whether or not it is equivalent to a Canadian degree. Now, some of you might have studied in Canada. Maybe you don't live in Canada right now, but you came to Canada and you took a course or something. So if that course was in the last, like recently, and yeah, you actually earned a Canadian degree, diploma, or certificate, then you would say, if you'd look for it here, is it a 1 year program? Is it a secondary diploma? Is it a 2 year program? What is it? Just choose one. Now, if you had your certificate in another country, let's say in my case here, my friend had a bachelor's degree, so he would choose a bachelor's degree. Okay, and some people have a master's degree or a PhD. You choose whatever you obtained. So bachelor's degree, and he already did the credential assessment. It is equivalent to a bachelor's of pharmacy in Canada, so he's good. Now it says check all that apply. I have studied full-time in Canada for 2 years. No. I have at least 1 year of full-time work experience in Canada. Again, no. I have a relative in Canada who is 18 or older, a citizen or permanent resident of Canada. No. So none of the above for me, for my friend here. It might be different for you, so you have to read through. What is your marital status? He is never married, single. Now, based on the answers I provided that my friend gave me, it says here, based on your answers, you do not appear to be eligible for express entry. Now, imagine how much time and effort this saved you before you apply for express entry and get rejected. And also saved a lot of money because you have to pay for your application fees. So imagine you pay for your application and you send it, and then you get declined by Immigration Canada because you don't meet the qualification for express entry. That's crazy, right? So this is basically what I wanted to show you. You should always consult this website before you apply for anything, even including visiting Canada. Before you go for an application and pay the fees, just go through these questions and make sure that you answer them correctly and properly, and it will tell you whether you will qualify or not. I hope that this video helped a few of you understand a little bit about express entry, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.